What's up, everybody? Welcome to Totally Fan. I am your host, Taffy. Welcome to another beautiful day here at the Fan Cave. We have quite the episode. A lot of stuff to talk about, and a couple things to keep in mind as we move forward. But with me, as always, is my main man Jesse over here. Sorry, Jesse, long time friend of the stream. He's been here for almost since the beginning. So really happy.
Dude,
to
I'm
have
an
him
OG,
here.
man. What
Hell
are you talking
yeah.
about?
Actually, you were. I think you were one of the first guests that I ever had on Totally Fan, if I'm not mistaken. You've been here for quite a bit, and I appreciate you, buddy. I really do.
Yeah, I'm a big part of the channel rebrand.
Yeah, he is actually. So he's helped me out with a lot of the transitions, a lot of the motion graphics, so it's been really good. And he's been helping out with a lot of the editing too. So, you know, Jesse, I if I haven't said it before, I fucking appreciate you, buddy. I know this.
Do I get a few hat tips? Come on, man.
Dude, you get all the fucking hat tips. You get all of them, dude. I really appreciate your help.
I feel loved.
Yeah. Mr. Kevin, welcome to the stream, sir. Alrighty, guys. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I thought I had an announcement, but I guess I don't. Let's start off with kind of the usual. We stream live on Twitch every Saturday at 12 p.m. for the podcast, but we do sprinkle clips as well as the whole episode on YouTube throughout the week. You can also listen to the podcast on anchor.fm/TotallyFan. It's the official home of the podcast, but you can also listen to the podcast wherever you like to listen to stuff, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, etc. It's all available there. Please make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Moving on. First things first, I gotta get my stuff situated. Halo is coming to Paramount Plus. Now, Halo's been in the works for the longest time, and a lot of fans have been, wanting something as rich and fulfilling as the games, and we got pretty close with a lot of the marketing and promotional stuff that we got for Halo 3, ODST, etc. And then later down the line, we got other stuff like Forward Unto Dawn. We got some other stuff that was on YouTube, I believe on Machinima, etc., etc. Now, there were rumors of a movie that was in the works. I believe Peter Jackson was set to direct it. It was Neil Blomkamp. But something happened. I don't really remember the details because it was so long ago, but something happened, I think, creatively where it just wasn't working out. So rather than making Halo, he ended up moving towards what we now know is District 9. And I believe we reported about District 10 last week. If not, we definitely posted it on the Facebook. Now, we know that Halo, a series, was going to be coming to Showtime, but because of the corona pandemic, it got really delayed. But there were talks about having it on some sort of streaming platform. And at the time, CBS All Access was going to be the house of Halo. But now with Paramount Plus and everything moving forward, it's coming to Paramount Plus. Now, we know that the actor who's going to play Master Chief is Mr. Pablo Schreiber. I believe that's his last name. And then there's a whole list of cast that's going to be included as well. We have some names already confirmed, as well as 3 new characters. And rumor is that they're going to be playing the quote-unquote blue team. It's a squad that's going to be featured on the series. Jesse, what are your thoughts on all of this that's going down? Are you excited? Are you not? What's the case?
Dude, I feel like this has been going on for 10 plus years. Like a live action Halo show, I feel like has been in the news forever. And it just seems odd to me that we're like, I still don't feel like it's coming out. Like I know they have a cast lined up. They're I hope actively shooting it right now, but it doesn't feel real. Mm-hmm. Just because it's been, this is like since Halo 3 days. Like they wanted to do either a movie or a TV show, and it's been tossed around and passed around, and they'd hire directors and hire people, and they would leave, and then just I think like Steven Spielberg was attached to it at one point. But I'm excited. I'm a big Halo buff. I just need to see something. I need to know that this thing actually exists. Like we have a nice, I think a logo or a poster to look at for right now. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited. Just definitely, I just want something to come out, because this has been going on for like years. It feels like.
Yeah. So I will say that we do know that we have somewhere in the ballpark of 55 to 60% of filming already done, actually, and we have a couple pictures actually of One picture is of a hand. At first, I thought it was a Covenant hand, but the fingers don't match up right. It's a 3-fingered hand. I want to say maybe it's a jackal. I'm not sure. I would need I would kind of need to look at the character models again just to kind of get an idea. But we do have an alien hand. We also have a beautiful picture. Well, I think it's beautiful because it's a bunch of battle rifles, and it reminds me a lot of just the ODST videos that we had when ODST was getting ready to come out. So we have stuff. We have concrete stuff and evidence. We have a cast, which is a good sign. That means, well, obviously they're 55% in, but having a cast is a really good sign of how deep into the project we actually are. As far as we're not in development anymore. We're in actual production, which is a good thing because before it was a lot of pre-production, or not pre-production. It was a lot of developmental stuff, a lot of planning stages, like early developmental stages. But now we're a little bit deeper into it. So I'm really excited to see it. My biggest concern is that I want it to be as gritty and as epic as what we saw in the in the the not the game footage, but the live action footage for ODST, Halo 3 specifically. That stuff was just really good for its time, and it built up enough hype for a project like this. Now, I can also confirm that the voice actress for Cortana, who has done Cortana in the last game, as well as if you guys have Windows, she does Cortana on Windows PC, as well as I think on Android phone, or not Android phones, but the Xbox phones or whatever, the Microsoft phones. She is coming back as Cortana in this one. There was going to be another actress that was going to do it, but I don't know what happened with her. I think it had something to do with scheduling issues. So,
is she doing the voice only, or is she going to actually do mocap and actually be the actress?
I at the moment I know voicing, but I don't see why she wouldn't do mocap since we have there's evidence of, or not evidence, precedence of Cortana being like a holographic form talking to Chief. So I feel like she could do both. But it's the original Cortana. Well, not the original, but it's Cortana. So it's gonna work. I think.
Maybe.
Only time will tell. Like Justice said, right now we really only have a poster. So it'd be
it needs to be released.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Before I believe it.
Release date is I don't think they have a date, but we're looking at 2022 for release.
It needs to be out on Paramount, and then I'll believe. Well, the new mutants took 5+ years, and that was done. That was done.
Oh,
and it was just sitting in someone's hard drive.
Yeah.
And then people still don't know that came out. That came out a couple of months ago, and people still don't know it. It's out. You can watch it now.
Yeah,
it's horrible. By the way,
it's released. Oh well, I mean, I bet it was. I know that they did a lot of changes, and I think it was a lot of sabotaging because the original plan was supposed to be really good, but whatever. That's neither.
Well, they wanted a new franchise, and that's Disney clawing its way into everything we own. So
yeah. What's funny? Actually, now that you say that, I forgot his name, but the original director for Doctor Strange wanted Doctor Strange to be its first not rated R, but its first horror.
Yeah, they wanted a horror monster vibe,
and they were all for it. And then as months went on, Kevin Feige just we're going away from that, and that was a bummer.
You got to trust the Feige. He knows what he's doing.
No, this is true.
He says it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Now, as far as Halo goes, with it being on the platform, I have hope that it's going to be a little bit darker than what we've normally seen with Forward Unto Dawn. But who knows, because it's still Halo and they want to make sure it's accessible to a lot of people. So we'll see how it goes. But either way, I mean, it's Halo. I'm pretty sure they have something good on their hands. It's not creative people that are sorry, not creative people. It's not corporate people that are really dipping their hands into it at the moment. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I definitely want to see a trailer first before further discussion on it, but we'll see how it goes. Moving right along. Alien Fireteam. We announced, I think, the release date either last episode or the episode before that, but IGN released I think it was like 25 minutes of footage with somebody from IGN playing with the developers, and we got a real nice feel for what this game is going to be. Based on the video, I got a lot of Left 4 Dead vibes with aliens. We also got confirmation that we're going to get at least 20 different species of aliens, and I have reason to believe that it's going to include stuff like the bloaters from that one zombie game. I forget. State of Decay. It's probably going to have some hunters from Left 4 Dead. A lot of fast-moving xenomorphs, a lot of slow ones. I would be interested to see if they have a queen at some point, like a boss. But essentially what it is the mechanics kind of play similar to The Division, where it's a third-person shooter and movements. And then your objectives is kind of like surviving the horde, like Left 4 Dead. Now, me personally, as an Alien fan, I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. Based on the footage, it looks like it's going to be better than Aliens Colonial Marines. But it's not going to have that Alien Isolation vibe to it, which I don't think it necessarily needs it, considering that you're playing a Colonial Marine and not just like some random civvy. We'll see how it goes. But Jesse, what about you? What do you think?
Looks like Gears of War with aliens. So,
you think more Gears of War?
The gameplay reminds me of Gears of War. I mean, they have their own horde mode, but I mean, it that's what it looks like. I mean, it's a bunch of aliens up in your face, and you just got to shoot them all. Looks cool. I mean, just have to give it a try there. I mean, I feel like they're trying to tackle all the genres here with aliens. Like they had, Isolation was more like the stealthy horror game, and then what was the Marines one? Was that like, I know that sucked, but like what was that one, just like a shooter, or what was?
Yeah,
what
I think it was like a first person shooter.
They're just trying to see, throw something on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, honestly, I think when it comes to aliens, as far as making like a game goes, I think having that survivalist type of mentality like we got with Alien Isolation works. But I also think a shooter as a Marine, I think would work. There have been a lot of games here and there. I remember there was an Alien versus Predator game where you can play a Marine, a Predator, or an Alien, and then it was like a 3v3v3 type of scenario, which was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. There's like one of two avenues that you can approach it from, and I really think it's. I don't know. It's a great franchise, and I think you can make a really good game out of it. But I feel like, as far as a game goes, your story has to fit within the world. And so long as you have a good story, I mean, the game is going to be at least decent. In this particular case, I don't know if it's canon, obviously, but I don't know. I believe it's not set in like direct correlation to the Alien timeline. I think you're just playing a bunch of Marines on a mining ship, similar to the Sulaco from the first Alien movie. We know the second one, we know in Isolation you're playing Ripley's daughter, and you're investigating a ship that's supposed to have ties to what may or may not have happened to Ripley. So, that is connected. So, I don't know. Look, as far as gameplay footage goes, it looks fun. You play with your friends, and then you have to pick different roles. You have the heavy gunner, you have like a demolitions, and then your standard assault. It looks fun. I think it's going to be more of a team game. You can play solo if you want with AI, but I think with friends, it's probably going to be better because then you can prepare things a little bit more. But I kind of want to see a little bit more in terms of like character customization, which I think we're gonna have a little bit of. It looks like. I definitely want some more story stuff, and the campaign, I think would be better. But we'll have to wait and see. Right now, we just got gameplay footage, and it's pretty good though. I mean, it looks, as far as Alien goes, it looks good, aesthetically pleasing. Sound effects sound really nice, so we'll have to wait and see more what comes out of that. All right, Jesse, I think it's gonna be you next. You want to take it away on this next one?
Alrighty. So, scientists have discovered that there is actually life on Mars. Elon Musk is on the scene right now doing some tests on the soil.
Wait,
Oh,
didn't
wait.
they discover there's a new like tectonic
Oh,
plate?
no, I got the wrong article. I'm sorry.
Oh.
What were we talking about? Switch, new Switch models, back on Earth, back on our home planet. So there was a report came out that the Switch Pro, Switch XL, there's no name for it. There is going to be a new Switch coming out. This is more in line with kind of their mid-generation like upgrades. It's not really like a next-gen Switch. They just want something that will compete better with the PS5 and the Series X. So it looks like it's going to have a bigger screen, a 7-inch 4K display screen, Samsung OLED. When you connect it to the dock, it will display 4K graphics. So that's a little bit of bump in the resolution that people have been wanting. Let's see. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's just, I think this report is just acknowledging that it exists, because Nintendo for the longest time has denied that, hey, we're not doing a Switch. The only Switches we have are the regular one and the mini. And it was kind of rumored that they were going to do one because, the Switch has been out 4 years, almost 5 years. Like they need something to compete with the new consoles. So I think the natural evolution is to sort of have a new Switch that can display 4K graphics, have a little bit of a sturdier screen, a higher resolution screen, because those parts are cheaper now than they were 4 years ago. So this article is just saying that yeah, it's coming out. We've seen, I don't know, there's no pictures of it. Yeah, they're just citing sources that know that it's in production. So hopefully, by summertime or whenever they do like the E3 digital thing, they cancel that, by the way. They're not doing another in-person E3, which sucks, but is understandable. So it looks like Nintendo will announce this thing eventually, but a new Switch is on the way if you guys want to hang on. It's coming.
Now I have a question. When you put it into can you put it in the old dock, or is it going to come with its own new dock?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I mean, you would think, knowing Nintendo's history, it should work with the old dock, because you're not changing the Switch. It's still going to have the Joy-Cons. It's just going to be a bigger version of the Switch, which leads me to believe it's not a Pro. It's more like an XL. Okay. So it'll be bigger. It'll probably have a faster memory chip, maybe more. It's like beefy, but not like, it's not going to be incompatible with all your games. So I would assume it would work with the old dock. I think the ability to output in 4K is embedded into the Switch itself, not in the dock.
Not in the dock.
Because I think people would get upset if you had to buy a new dock.
Oh yeah, especially if you have like a limited edition or like a collector's one, like the Smash or the Legend of Zelda one. Yeah, that would kind of suck to get a whole new dock, and then your old one kind of goes to waste. I'm curious to see though how they'll go about doing that. I know that this is probably on the heels of like the Xbox, the new Xbox, the new PlayStation 5. This is probably something that Nintendo wants to do to try to, continue sales, continue.
Yeah, they have a lot of momentum with the Switch right now, and they just want to keep that going.
Yeah.
It's selling out. People think, the PS5 and the new Xbox just came out, and that's kind of hard to find. But during this pandemic, like the Switch was hard to find because so many people were staying home. They needed something to do.
And then
the Switch was having its own. Yeah, they're having their own shortages, and I think it's going tough for them.
Yeah. It's Nintendo. Outside of the Direct, I think Nintendo is. I think they're making moves. Yeah.
Well, they just print money whenever they want. So.
Yeah.
You could slap a Pikachu on a dildo, and people would buy it.
God, yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
I mean, I would. Hell yeah.
Alrighty, moving on. So, Space Jam New Legacy, we knew about it being in the works, but now we have official pictures. I believe it was Entertainment Weekly that had a couple spreads. We have pictures of LeBron in talking to the director. We have another picture of LeBron in what looks like the new Toon Squad uniform. We also have a picture of Bugs Bunny in like a 3D, more of a 3D environment. He's got a lot of fuzz on him. He's definitely fluffy. We did have some promotional pictures of them that looked like it was 2D, kind of similar to the original Space Jam. But then in pictures of what I assume is the basketball game of the movie, it has them featured more of that 3D, not lifelike, not like what we got with Sonic, but definitely a little bit more 3D-esque in the real, quote-unquote, real world. We have some other information, too, as far as kind of the synopsis of it. We know that it's going to be almost like a meta thing with technology and how it's kind of controlling everybody, not controlling everyone, but like how everyone's deep into technology and how it's going to be, how it's going to affect like the younger generation when LeBron is going to have to be the hero that comes to try to distance that, because LeBron, as big as he is, apparently he's just not as big as he is to the next generation. And so that's kind of, it sounds weird when I explain it. But you know, we'll have to see what it looks like when it comes out. As far as visually right now, it looks okay. I've never been a LeBron fan though, just because it's LeBron. So I don't know. We'll see what comes out of it. But Jesse, what have you heard in the interwebs?
I've heard a lot, specifically revolving around Lola Bunny. How she?
I knew you were gonna bring it up, dude.
No, people are horny. People,
yeah.
You know, and I guarantee you, this movie turned half its audience into furries. So the director came out and said we specifically made her less sexualized, because you know he basically said like, this is 2021, we need strong female characters, blah blah blah. Yeah, so the internet doesn't like that. They need their furry bunny boobs. So yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. People are wondering if they're going to pull a Sonic, and the fan demand to have bunny tits will overshadow and like force them to reanimate.
And it's
the model.
Funny. It's funny.
I don't
like,
think they will, but I mean,
it's funny because like in pictures, like I've seen some before and after pictures with like Lola from the first Space Jam to this one, and like she doesn't look that different.
She looks the same.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same.
It's just like her. There's no midriff anymore, and her shorts are longer. That's it. She's, you don't see anything anymore. It's the same freaking character.
If anything, it looks like she has. I mean, keep in mind she is female, so it wouldn't be wrong to assume that she's probably wearing like trainer stuff or like sports stuff, like a. She
basically
like
dresses up
bra,
how the WNBA players are.
Yeah,
that's what they look like, and But I mean, people want their they want their horny bunny back. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's the central focus of the movie, but
right, and definitely people are putting a lot of time and attention into the wrong thing, right? Because Lola is just a character. The main character is obviously going to be Bugs, and
like she's
LeBron.
She was developed for the movie.
Yeah.
Like the main focus.
I don't understand why everybody's throwing such a big fit about it.
Oh, I understand why. I understand completely.
Now, we do know that Don Cheadle is also going to be featured in here. Ryan Coogler, who did Black Panther and Creed, he's an executive producer on this. And they're not playing against the Monstars this time around. They're playing against a new group called the Goon Squad. So there's not a lot of detail or information on who they are or what they're really about. With this being so tech based, it wouldn't surprise me if they were like technological holograms or something like that. It wouldn't surprise me. Now we do know that because they're working with WB on this. Obviously, there is one picture of Bugs in what seems to be like a House of Wax museum stuff, and there's a lot of characters and references from other DC properties. We have the Penguin from the like old school Adam West Batman. There might be pictures of or not pictures, but there might be characters like Jabberjaw. A lot of Hanna-Barbera-esque cartoons. The Herculoids might be there. We're not 100% sure because the images that we think, or not the images, but the figures that we think that could be them are so blurry, it's kind of hard to tell. And
like it seems like they want to be so meta with this movie. Like there's video of they haven't. This is a long-standing rumor, almost for the better part of last year, that Jim Carrey is coming back as the Mask, because there is some footage of the Mask. You know, I'm assuming it's just a cutaway joke. I don't think he's in the movie.
Yeah.
But you know, they have Pennywise the clown in there. Basically, anyone from the WB film catalog is like fair game in this movie. It looks like.
Yeah. So it'd be curious to see like what other characters we're getting. But again, the main core is LeBron playing basketball with the Looney Tunes against the big bads. So, you know, keep that in mind. Obviously, it's not going to be about all the other characters. It's not going to be a full-blown Easter egg movie like Ready Player One. If anything, that's just probably going to be a scene. I don't think it's going to be a major plot point to have all those characters, but who knows? But it'd be fun. Let us know down in the comments below who you're interested in seeing, actually. I think that'd be fun to talk about and try to kind of not theorize, but like, you know, just play around with some of the characters. Are they OG cartoons from Hanna-Barbera days, or some newer characters? Definitely would love to hear your thoughts.
I miss my bunny porn.
One thing I do want to bring up, though, that I forgot to mention during Halo, Steven Spielberg actually is still set to be an executive producer for the Halo series on Paramount Plus. So he's still attached to that capacity. But since we were talking about Ryan Coogler, it was something that I just remembered. So he's still attached to it. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it for the regular show portion of this. Again, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to come hang out with us. Make sure that if you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever the case. As a reminder, we stream Totally Fan every Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or you can catch us on anchor.fm/TotallyFan, the official home of the podcast. But you can also listen to us wherever else you like to listen to, on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, etc. If you guys like what we're doing here and you guys want to be more involved, please consider following us on all the socials at TotallyFan, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Or you can join the Discord. And that community engagement is really important for us because it makes sure that we cater our information towards what you guys want to talk about. There's some other things down the line that I would like to do to involve you guys a little bit more. But for right now, this is the best that I can do. So please continue to let us know your thoughts on whatever we're talking about. Or if we missed something that you're really hyped about, please make sure you guys let us know. Additionally, if you guys want to help support the channel, we have a merch store. You guys can subscribe on Twitch for free using Amazon Prime. But honestly, just spread the word. Really, that's going to be the best thing that you guys can do to help us out. So really appreciate you guys. So that's going to be it for the show. Let's switch gears to the podcast. Jesse, now you had mentioned.
Oh, jeez.
You had mentioned.
Oh God.
There's some stuff going on you want to talk about.
Oh, there's some stuff.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about first?
There's lots of stuff. All right. Well, this isn't really spoiler territory, but I mean, if you want to be safe and throw that spoiler graphic, I want to talk about WandaVision a little bit, but not specifically the show. More about what we come to expect from media entities and how we hype ourselves too much, way too much, and it just blows up in our face. And what are we doing? What are we doing as fans? Like, why are we doing this to ourselves every time?
You know, I brought this up, and I didn't mean to cut you off, and I'm sorry, but like I brought this up.
How dare you, sir?
I brought this up, I think, on the first or second episode. Like, we as fans, we have like the fucking balls to assume that everything that gets made, whether it's a cartoon or a movie or a reboot or a sequel, has to be made to what we as fans want, right? There's a lot of like negative, like there is some negative talks of Mortal Kombat specifically, but there's a lot of this stuff that's going on where we as fans think that it has to be exactly the way we want it. Otherwise, it's going to suck 100%. But that's not the case. It's not the case.
You done? You threw me off my groove, man.
No,
I was going.
I'm sorry.
I was going in rant mode.
I'm sorry. I just wanted
so
to.
So the last episode of WandaVision aired on Friday. And I mean, it's a good show. It's really awesome. It's a nice little neat package, part of the MCU.
I fucking loved it. That was great.
I won't talk really about what happened in the show. I'd rather talk about what didn't happen in the show. Mm-hmm. So for the longest time, it's okay to speculate and have your own fan theories. But when you speculate too much and you get so hyped that those theories somehow evolve into fact. Mm-hmm. So everyone was expecting Doctor Strange is going to show up because we know Wanda connects to Doctor Strange 2 and the multiverse. Quicksilver is from the X-Men universe, and they're going to explain how he got sucked from that universe into our universe, and that ties into Doctor Strange and the multiverse, and Mephisto's the big bad, and he's controlling all this, and blah, 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 and none of that happened. Mm-hmm. We had a nice big fight scene, which was awesome. It was cool. It was great.
Yeah.
But Quicksilver is just some random guy who happens to be Evan Peters.
Yeah.
He was mentioned in passing, but no cameo, no appearance, no nothing. Mm-hmm. No Mephisto. He was not the bad guy. Mm-hmm. And people are mad. People are like, how dare you, Marvel? How dare you not have Doctor Strange cameo? And, you were hyping up this big Luke Skywalker moment.
Actually, that was Paul Bettany.
And
that was
people,
Paul Bettany.
Haven't seen that. Yeah, that's another
trolled
spoiler.
The shit out of everyone on the internet, dude.
It's been a couple months. In The Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker shows up, and that they kept that secret, and that was a big, fangasm from the entire spectrum. And they were like, oh, everyone's teasing this big, there's going to be a big actor cameo. Is it going to be an Avenger? Is it going to be Doctor Strange? No one happens. So you're getting mad at Marvel. It's like, you didn't have your big moment, and that big moment never existed. You put that on yourself. You kept saying this thing was going to happen when no one confirmed, no one's going to confirm nor deny rumors, but you're putting it up on yourself. So you have no one to blame but yourself that we didn't have any Avenger cameos, or we didn't have, a conversion, the multiverse coming out. We didn't have, Quicksilver was just, and I said this a couple episodes ago, I almost guarantee that Quicksilver is just, it's just an Easter egg. Mm-hmm. The fact that it's Evan Peters was just kind of a nod to the other universe. He wasn't literally Quicksilver from the X-Men universe.
Yeah, in fact, he was.
I don't know why people. He was just Ralph.
He was Ralph. He was the husband Ralph. Yeah.
And I mean, it's not just Marvel stuff. It's any type of media. Smash Brothers DLC is a big one. Everyone hypes for Crash or Dante, and then it's Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade Chronicles, and you get mad at yourself. It's just. Why do we do this every time? It's like we never learn our lesson.
Yeah.
So we're going to be all mad, and then we're just going to do it again with the next show that comes out. It's just what are we doing?
Yeah, I think the problem is that people set an expectation of kind of what they hope to see. Because obviously, right, we as fans, unless we work for the production company or we work as a writer in the writing room or whatever, we can't make the rules of what we want to see, right? We have to wait for the people that produce this stuff, that direct this stuff. We have to wait to see what they want to do and how they want to do it. And whether it meets our expectations doesn't change the fact that we don't have the power to make the decisions that they made. And people lose their minds about that stuff. Now, mind you, there's always exceptions to the rule. Let's look at Star Wars for an example, right? There was a lot of stuff that happened in The Force Awakens that we as fans wanted to see more of. Rian Johnson, as a big FU to the fans, kind of wanted to divert those expectations, right? You guys are really hyped about this, but don't be, because I'm gonna fucking demolish it. In some aspects, it worked. In others, it didn't, right? The whole thing with the Knights of Ren, I would have wanted to have seen more of that because I thought that was cool. What we got in The Last Jedi was okay, but I would have wanted to have seen more. Or sorry, not The Last Jedi, in The Rise of Skywalker. I would have wanted to have seen more of it in The Last Jedi. Now he did fuck up other things too, and that's another discussion altogether. But especially stuff with like WandaVision, you know, having Mephisto in the show would have been fantastic. I think it would have been cool, but it wouldn't have worked. Not with how we got the story. I think if they introduced Mephisto, or if they teased an actual person to be Mephisto earlier on, then it would have made sense. But we even talked about it. I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before. We even said like it's too late. Like, you know, you only got like 2-3 episodes
there's like
left.
2
There's
episodes
no way.
left, and they definitely they didn't even plant any seeds for it.
Right. Now there were a couple like hints and nods to like the devil's in the details. That's not the only place is in. When Pietro calls the kids devil, like demon spawn, like that, you know, those are nice subtle hints. But if you were going to introduce Mephisto as a potential character, you should have pushed them a little bit harder. Obviously, with Agnes or Agatha Harkness, her name in itself and kind of how she was always butting in, that made it pretty fucking obvious that she was going to play a bigger role into what the sword was going to be. And I disagree with you. I think WandaVision did have its big moment, and its big moment was the introduction of White Vision, and then the introduction of Scarlet Witch, or the Scarlet Witch being Wanda. I think those were its big moments, and I will say the events of the last episode is hinting at what we can expect to see in the Multiverse of Madness. But, you know, everybody wanted to see some big freaking character. I mean, I'm not going to say I feel butthurt that we didn't see Reed Richards as the engineer.
That pissed me off.
I mean,
it's like just the fact that the girl goes, I'm going to call my engineer buddy.
For like 2 episodes. For 2 episodes.
That's going to be,
yeah,
that's going to be the Fantastic Four. Like, there was no evidence
that's the problem.
saying otherwise. It's a random person.
Right.
You're latching on to every little thing.
But the problem is
spouting it like it's gospel.
But the problem is they kind of hinted at something or somebody for 2 episodes. That's
why? Who? No.
That's what kind of kills
said,
me,
I'm going to call a buddy of mine. It was basically that she was Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. I'm going to call a buddy of mine to get down here. That's all it was. It was a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Like and it was a random lady who we've never seen, who was literally just a friend.
She was just an Air Force
and
pilot.
We need to know better. This is just silly what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, it was the first series. You know, Falcon and Winter Soldier coming up next. I'm gonna just lower my expectations. I'm gonna set the bar on the floor, and just I'm not gonna expect anything. If someone shows up, that'll be awesome. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, Chris Evans is gonna come back in a flashback or something. Like, no, they're just gonna have their own thing. Let them do their own thing, and then we don't get disappointed. We don't get sad.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that people want answers to questions that they have, right? Because of rumors, I think people have this need or this hunger for the rumors to be confirmed or not, right? So there were, you know, we kept thinking that, oh, maybe this might be how they introduced mutants. So everybody really wants it to happen. I think because of the big connection between WandaVision, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man that they have been hinting at for like the longest time, I think everybody wanted to see that fulfilled. And that, you know, in retrospect, that wasn't what WandaVision was for. Like, WandaVision wasn't going to do that. It was never
like,
the
how do
intention.
we know? Like, how do you know there's a big connection between WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2, and Spider-Man?
A lot of it's based on casting. We know that Wanda is going to be
all
in Doctor
we know
Strange.
Is Wanda. Yeah, right. It's just casting.
Right, but also
And
Kevin Feige did say that this was going to plant the seeds, but that's the problem is he said plant the seeds.
Yeah,
whereas people thought they were going to be planting trees. Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, everyone is so hyped about Spider-Man. They're like, it's going to open the multiverse. We're going to have all 3 Spider-Mans fighting. Like, it's probably not going to happen. I won't even get mad. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to set my foot down. There is no multiverse in the Spider-Man 3. They're not going to do it.
No.
There's no way.
Yeah,
because
I kind of
just
Tobey
because
Maguire,
Doctor Strange is called the multiverse, like, and he's in it.
Yeah.
But like, you're doing this to yourself. You're doing it again, and you don't learn anything. Bad dog.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are not going to be in Spider-Man. I'm telling you guys right now, they're not going to be in it. I don't think I don't think anything is going to come out of that. I think a lot of it is just rumors and speculations, a lot of assumptions made by fans that really want this to happen, but it's not going to happen.
It would be so cool if it was. It would be awesome, but
yeah.
It's
now,
not
obviously, if we're wrong, then we're wrong, and that would make it that much more enjoyable. But
I'd rather be wrong about this because then the end result is extremely joyous and happy.
Right.
But if I'm hyping it up and then I'm wrong and no one's in it, then I'm all sad.
Right.
And so I'd rather say this is not going to happen.
And then you're going to say that movie sucked when in actuality it was a fantastic movie, but because it didn't meet your expectation or it didn't fulfill the prophecy that you made yourself, you're going to hate it. And it's a very valid point, and it's a very valid I think discussion to have and to talk about because it happens a lot. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Are horrible people.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know any better.
I'll say this. So on Facebook, I shared Child's Play reboot is going to be set in Sci-Fi, Sci-Fi USA. I think they're going to do like a joint thing because they share TV shows because it's the same parent company, right? Now, the original creator, Don Mancini, he had been talking about reboots for the longest time. The last two Chucky movies were his dip in the waters to see if Chucky would still work, if people were still invested in Chucky movies. That's all they were for, was to see if people were into that stuff. And they are. People still want more Child's Play, so long as he's behind it and it's all working well, right? The cast that they have announced for Child's Play, they seem okay. They haven't announced if Brad Dourif is coming back for Chucky or Charles Lee Ray.
He has to. He's literally
but he's old. He's old as fuck right now, and like I love the guy.
He's a voice actor. It don't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
You know how old the guy who does Fred Jones from Scooby Doo is? He's like 80, and he can still pull that voice off.
Well, we'll see. So he's old as fuck right now. If he doesn't come back, it's fine. I understand it. If he does come back, they'll be amazing. But I'm not really gonna give my hopes up on that. However, because the show is coming onto Sci-Fi and or USA Network, the bar has been lowered by a lot. Sci-Fi produced quality stuff in the past, like in the 90s, but the more recent stuff is mostly misses, right? Like fucking Sharknado is stupid as hell.
Well, you're not a fan of Mega Shark versus RoboCroc?
No, dude. All of their like big titles, like bloopers, I think they're bad. Like they have a lot of. So for an example, right, Godzilla versus King Kong, they'll have it as Lizard Man versus Ape Man or some shit. Like they'll do a lot of those ripoff type of movies, and it's a lot of shit. With that said, the bar has been lowered for Child's Play, I think, because it's on Sci-Fi. If it was on a streaming platform, I think it would have a better chance of being better, because when you're on the streaming platform, you can literally be whatever you want. You're not limited by network or by cable TV, by the FCC. You're not limited by that. It's like the rated R discussion, right? You don't need to be rated R to be a good movie. You don't need to be on a streaming platform to be a good show. It could very well be a fantastic show on Sci-Fi, but because it's on Sci-Fi and just their track record of garbage content, I'm not sure that Child's Play is going to be good, and I'm not really looking forward to it.
I'm a big Chucky fan. I'm looking forward to it because the last two were pretty good, and
we're not talking about the remake, by the way. We're not talking about the remake with Mark Hamill. That was trash. That was fucking trash. Yeah. I love Mark Hamill. I think he did okay. That was trash.
They were trying to reboot. They wanted to do a remake of the original Chucky with the original voices and the original director who writes all the movies. Don some reason, that just wasn't working out. So they opted to do a full reboot with a new cast.
No.
So they kind of splintered off.
No, Jesse, you got your facts wrong. Don Mancini,
wrong. How dare you, sir?
Don Mancini, the original creator, has stated on multiple occasions that he wanted to reboot Child's Play, but he wanted to kind of test the waters to make sure that people were still interested. So then he made the last two movies. Are
you challenging me, bro?
Yes, I am
challenging me on stream right now.
Sure, I'm fucking totally a fan. You bet your damn ass I'm challenging you. That reboot was not Don Mancini. That was not him. That was whatever production studio that was that they wanted to fucking try to redo it. That had nothing to do with Don Mancini. Don had like he didn't talk bad about it because you kind of want to keep that level of decorum, but like he basically admitted it was going to be shit. And it was fucking garbage. And there were some points to it. I think the casting was decent, but it was stupid. It was stupid. But Don Mancini had nothing to do with that remake.
Just take it easy, man.
No, dude, you don't challenge Totally a Fan, bro. You don't challenge Totally a Fan. I'm telling you, Don Mancini, I love this dude. I think he's got a great, he's got a lot of love and passion for this project. So I kind of want to trust him like we trust Kevin Feige with Marvel. But that was what happened.
Trying to add to the discussion.
No, and that's fine. But you can't be telling.
You don't have to make me a fool.
No, that's fine. But you can't be spitting wrong facts, dog.
You're embarrassing me in front of Kevin.
All right. Well, carry on with your point. Just those are the facts. I want to make sure you guys have the facts.
I forgot what I was going to say. You derailed me. I forgot.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. What were we talking about? Can we talk about bunny porn some more?
No. Actually, let's talk about Dr. Seuss real quick.
Dr. Seuss?
Yeah.
Who's that?
So Dr. Seuss...
Wasn't he canceled?
Yeah, that's so dumb. So a lot of people thought that they were getting rid of his popular books like Cat in the Hat and like a lot of his shit. But the problem is that that's not the case. Some of his books were pretty bad at depicting like people of color. They were portrayed as like the most stereotypical versions of themselves that you can imagine, especially being from like the 60s and 70s and a little bit even earlier than that. It was a lot of that stuff was really bad. And Dr. Seuss, the company, I don't know what the company's name is, but they decided to be the bigger people, understand the problem, and do something about it. And that was to get rid of, what is it, like 6 books?
It's six of his books, yeah.
Yeah, and they decided to get rid of 6 of the books. And
there's many ways they could have done this. They could have done what like Warner Brothers has done. Like some of the old Bugs Bunny cartoons are extremely racist.
Oh my God,
and
that's so bad.
That's just because of the time period it's in. So rather than not like streaming those or just deleting them forever, they put a disclaimer in front of it saying, "Yo, this was made, in the 40s. Like we don't condone this anymore. Like this is bad." But then, for history purposes, they let it play. They could have easily done that with the books and, reprint them and have a disclaimer. But I think they felt like, these aren't his most popular books. Like I'm sure sales were a factor in it too. It's not like you're canceling Green Eggs and Ham. Yeah. If Green Eggs and Ham had, racist depictions of Asians in it, I'm sure that would have gotten canceled or at least reprinted with a disclaimer. So it seems like people are just latching on again to nothing. You can still go out and buy Dr. Seuss books. It's not like your freedoms aren't being taken away because you can't read, On Beyond Zebra. And that was one of the books, by the way. I bet you haven't even read that one. It's like just 6 random books. Like, who cares?
My 3 favorites were Green Eggs and Ham. There was one about a fox in a treehouse or something. I can't remember what it was called.
Fox and Socks, man.
I think that's the one. Yeah. And I think it was the Lorax.
Red fish, blue fish.
No, I think it was the Lorax.
Lorax.
I think so, yeah. I can't remember. And of course the Grinch. So 4, but yeah, I mean, I think, kind of going back to like fan expectations, right? Like people think that they're going to get rid of all this content, and no, that's not the case, man. It's just some questionable materials that they don't want to associate themselves with anymore. And that happens. People grow.
I mean, you can
go ahead.
If you look really hard, you can still find these books if you really want to. They're still they're not, burned from the internet. If you really want, you can still find them.
Yeah.
They're just not making any more.
Right. And that's the thing, right? Is like people grow, people evolve from their point of views. People, they take what happens in life and they make more informed decisions, and that's what this company decided to do by halting the continuation of printing of some of these books. And I mean, I don't want to get too political on the show because obviously that I don't want that to what what the show to be about. That's something that I've always wanted to like try to stay away from. Even though on regular streams or even on social media, I'm very vocal about my opinions. It's just on the show, I kind of wanted to stay away from there. But it's them canceling Dr. Seuss is such a huge conservative talking point, and it's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's the same thing with freaking Lola. It's the same thing. It's a dumb talking point that has nothing to do with like the overall, like with the bigger picture. These people are dumb. Titus, my guy, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate you, buddy.
Not Titus. Months. He's not dumb.
No, Titus is smart. I love Titus.
He's very smart.
Wow. Well, look, I mean, Dr. Seuss is great. I'm happy that they're continuing to print the other good stories. But like you said, man, these weren't doing that well in sales. Definitely not popular titles. So what the fuck is the big problem?
I guarantee you no one knew those 6 before, like last week when they said they were going to stop making them.
I would be surprised if somebody has one of them and they read it every day to their children. I would be super surprised. Actually, I don't know if I would be anymore now that I think about it. Some of them are like really racist, and I can see the South.
I didn't notice it, and I read it to my son, and then I sold them for $400 because people are buying them, and I'm like, hey, you can have it. I made some quick $400.
God damn.
For 3. I had 3 of the books. I had the zebra
400
book,
each?
Yeah, no, 400 together.
I'm about to say, like, dude, 400 each? That would have been insane. You probably could. You probably could, though.
People want them. I mean, you can have them. Go ahead. I mean, my son doesn't read those books anymore. I mean, go ahead, go nuts.
You know what's funny? I think people want them for the collectibleness of it because they're not printing it anymore, and because of like the material. I think in 5-10 years from now, I think these books will be able to be sold for like millions.
It's the new Bitcoin. Dr. Seuss banned books.
Yeah, it's like if you buy the Disney VHS movies, like the like classic ones that came in like that styrofoam like curved back. Like some of those movies go for like houses. Like you can sell a movie and buy a house right after. It's fucking insane. What's the number one? I think it's Beauty and the Beast, or is it Cinderella? I think that like goes for like
I don't know. Some of those old school ones are worth a lot.
Yeah, so. It's fucking insane, dude. And you know what's funny? I had them, but we threw them away because my niece kept trying to shove them in the VCR backwards. Right, like and so they got jacked up.
You don't want to know how many how many video games I've had that if I just kept them, they're worth money. Yeah. I think the biggest one that I had was Mega Man 3 on the Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Because that was originally released for the PlayStation, and the Super Nintendo version was a limited print run. I don't know how many copies. Was it 10,000? They limited because everyone wanted to be on the PlayStation. So I didn't know that. My mom just got. I had a Super Nintendo, and that's worth, in the box, $500-$600. And I just probably tossed it at a yard sale. Oh, well. Live and learn.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That's so crazy, man. That's
hold on to your books.
Yeah.
Hold on to all your pop figures and all your toys. They're worth money someday.
Yeah, that's why they're still back there. All of them. Some of them are old as fuck. Some of them are new. But, yep, that's why I have them there. I still have some in box, actually. Just because I don't want to display them on here, but
yeah. How do you feel on the Funko in the box, out of the box debate? Are you pro box? Are you anti box?
Because
some people swear that you have to keep them in the box. Some people swear that you take them out of the box and display them how they're meant to be displayed.
So,
what's your take?
For cleaning reasons. Because, like, the loose action figures I have, like, these guys get dirty real easily, especially here. I don't know why, but, like, I think because we keep the door open a lot of dust comes in the house. But these guys get dirty real easily, and it's a pain in the ass. So, for cleaning reasons, I keep a lot of the pops still in box. However, I think I'm definitely pro box. I know when I bought, I bought my niece all the Batgirl pop figures that were available at the time. I told her to keep them in box. She didn't listen, and she took them all out of the box. And I was like, all right, well, fuck it. They're all out of the box. I know a lot of people keep them out of the box. I don't know, man. I think I'm definitely pro box, but I'm also pro choice. Like, you figure it out. You do whatever you want with yours, but with mine, they're all going in the box.
Such a hot take from Totally a Fan.
Yeah.
Being pro choice.
Yeah. But the thing is, too, is like some of them, like I have them signed. So, like, what are you going to do with the box if you're going to take them out of the box, you know? So. Yeah,
I mean, some people sign the actual figure. That's a little weird to me. My entire collection is only signed because, I started meeting, going to cons and meeting people. So I would have them. I think it's the best way. I think it looks better than like a photo with an autograph on it.
Yeah.
Just having like a figure of the actor and it's signed right on the window in like a paint pen. It looks so clean and so nice.
Yeah.
So that's like my entire collection is just all autographs. And then I give my son the regular, the regular low tier ones, and he just rips the box open and rips their heads off. And
yeah,
so hopefully those don't go up in value anytime soon.
So I've always been, I guess, like the proponent, right? Like I prefer action figures over figurines because the action figures are posable. So you can take them out of the box. You can readjust their poses however many times you do. I haven't done it in a while, but I've been meaning to repost some of these guys. Whereas pop figures, like I don't see them as action figures. So for me, it's better.
They're like display figures. It's like whatever pose they were sort of molded in. That's all you're gonna do.
Yeah. So I kind of keep the box. I think because of the artwork too is kind of fun and it's like playful. I guess.
I think the whole package is just nice and clean.
Yeah.
Very.
And then you can stack them on top of each other too, right? Like I have like 80 something pops. I don't have them all here because limited space, but I have 80 something pops. You know how easy it is to stack them all on top of each other and take up minimal space versus them being out of the box? While they'll probably be smaller and I could probably fit more out of box, it just looks cleaner when they're all in the box stacked on top. So
yeah, what happens when you like sneeze one day and like knock everything over?
Dude, I live in California now, dude. Like I haven't felt any earthquakes, but if an earthquake happens, all of these guys are fucked except for the pops.
I thought you were going to say, I moved to California. I haven't sneezed since I got here.
Oh, no, I definitely have. The allergies followed me.
Just making sure. Yeah. That's a little weird.
No, allergies followed me to California.
All right.
But, yeah, man. God forbid something happens and they all fall down. I'll at least know that my pops are safe because they're all still in the box. Yeah. All right, Jesse, anything else you want to talk about today?
I don't know. You want to play a game?
What game you want to play?
Let's play. How long will it take me to find Lola Bunny porn if I just search on Google? All right, you want to time me? Let's go.
It's not going to take you long. It's not going to take you long.
Let's see. All right, page 1, good, safe, good. Page 2, good. Okay, Bugs Bunny slapping Lola Bunny's ass. How long was that? Is that like what? 10 seconds?
Not even a minute. Maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
10, awesome. 15 at the most. Yeah. Jesus
all you furries out there, page 2 of Google.
It's on page 2.
Oh, shit. Safe search was on. Oh, let's turn that off. Let's turn that off for maximum effect. All right.
He's just trolling,
first image.
Boys.
All right. First image.
Yeah.
This is weird. How do
it's
people
out
look
there.
At this?
I don't know, man. But it's out there. But guys, I think that's gonna be it for us today. A huge Totally Fan hats up to Jesse. Thank you so much for everything that you do for the channel, and thank you so much for being on here with me and hanging out with us as always.
I love you too.
Yeah, guys. Again, if you guys want to be more involved, which we want you guys to be more involved, please follow us on all the social media at Totally Fan. More community engagement is good because it makes sure that we cater the show to what you guys want to talk about. In the time span of a week, there's a lot of information, and sometimes we miss that information. So, again, if there's something specific you want us to talk about, hit us up, let us know. You can also join the Discord. Please make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz on all the platforms. Live episode will be on Wednesday. Sorry, live episode goes live on Twitch Saturdays, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but you can catch us the full episode on YouTube on Wednesday, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you'll get sprinkles of the little highlights of today's episode. And make sure you guys go to anchor.fm/TotallyFan for the official podcast of Totally Fan. However, wherever else you listen to podcasts, you can also enjoy us there. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, the whole nine. Thank you guys so much. And I will catch you guys on the next one. But until then, as always, thanks for coming. Gotta replay the video. Thanks for coming.